Hello dear viewers, welcome to another Odoo19 tutorial by Cybrosys. So today in this video, I'll take y'all to a glance of the different HR modules of Odoo. So here in the HR modules, you'll be finding modules like attendance, recruitment, referrals, fleets, lunch and so much more. So using these modules, your HR activities can be simplified and it helps you to save a lot of your time. So without wasting any time, let's take a look at each of these modules and find out what the features are. Okay guys, so now let's move on to the HR modules. First, the module that I'm going to talk about is the attendance module. So you all know these modules are going to ease the work of an HR. So rather than managing it manually, we can use this particular module to manage the whole attendance. So this is the very first thing, which is the attendance module. So this comes as part of the HR module, and here in the attendance, as the name indicates, you can completely manage the attendance of your organization. Okay, so the very first thing that appears is once you open it, you can get the attendance of each of the employees. So you can see the different employees over here and you can see the date. So this is today's attendance. Okay, today you can see different time. Okay, and from what time to what time that employee has worked, that is the check-in and check-out will be taken. Okay, so if you want to change this and see the attendance of that particular person of that week, then you can choose week. Or if you want the monthly attendance, you can take month from here. You can even change that to quarter and then year. Or even you have the option to apply the date, that is the from and to date can be given. And what happens is that based on that date, the attendance will be displayed. So that's how the attendance looks like. Basically, this is the attendance register. Okay, so remember the ones that we have in our schools and colleges and all, a register book. Similarly, in Odoo also we have an attendance register. So this is the attendance register. This is the view that we have over here, which is the Gantt view. Now, if you put it to list view, this is how it looks like. So here it has been folded based on different months. So you can see that of October, you have 12 attendance, and if you expand it, you can see different employees and their attendances. So here you have 10 data for mark demo of different dates like October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th till 10th. And you can see the check-in time, the check-out time, the worked hours, which is calculated automatically. And then if that person has worked any extra hours, that can also be recorded in Odoo. And then the extra hours can be seen over here. So here what happens is that you have this check-in and check-out. Automatically, when you click on the check-in, that time is recorded here. And when you click on the checkout, that too is recorded here. And based on that, the worked hours is calculated. So that is the attendance. Now, if you want to create a new attendance, what you have to do is click on new. So here in Odoo, you have the option to create new attendance. So this is the creation form where you can specify the employee, the check-in and check-out time, and you can see the work time and extra hours over here. So specify everything, save it, and here is a new attendance. So that's how it works. That's the attendance. Okay. So once you click on the overview, you have the dashboard and the employee. So the dashboard is what you've seen right now, which is the attendance. And then if you take or click on the employees, you will be getting a dashboard of the employees, which gives you an overview of the employees. So here you have different employees like Abigail, then you have Amy Watson and all. It's a Kanban view of the employees, which is giving you the employee details itself. So new employee creation is also possible from the attendance module. You have different views like the list view, the hierarchy view, the activities corresponding to the employees, the graph view, as well as the pivot view. So there are no specific data to be shown. That's the reason why it's left empty. In the activities and all, it was left empty because there are no activities. So it can be easily scheduled simply by clicking on schedule activity. Okay. So you can choose the employee for whom you are going to create the activity. So I'll just choose Abigail. Okay, and comes a wizard where you have to specify what kind of activity that you are going to plan. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now, let's go back. Now, I hope you all know how the employee creation is done. Okay, let's go back to the attendance module. And in the overview, you have the employees. So from where you can actually create a new employee. So click on new, and this is the employee creation page, where you have to specify details like the employee's name, the basic contact addresses, the work information, resume of the employee, certifications, personal details, payroll, salary adjustments, and settings. So all the beneficial or important things that are required, for that employee, like whatever data the company needs of that employee can be specified over here. So that's how you do it, and every activity corresponding to the employee can be seen here in the Smart tab. So that's how it works. That's the employee. Then you have the management. So you can see currently we don't have any attendance records. So the attendances that are to be approved can be seen over here. So that too of the active employees. I'm just removing it. You can see all the attendances over here. So if there are any kind of approvals that are required, in such case you can use this management. Then you have a kiosk mode here. So click on the kiosk mode. Let me show you what happens. So here you can actually scan your badge or even identify manually to, get into the office and all. Okay. So that is the kiosk mode that is available over here. You can simply scan your badge over here or identify manually. So that's how it works. So from here, if you just take a look, you can see different people where absentees and all are marked. So simply by clicking on that, okay, click on OK, then what happens is that you will be logged in. So that's how it works. And let's go back. So that was the kiosk mode. Then we have the reporting. So in the reporting section, you are having two menus, which is the attendances and the time of ledger. So here we have the attendance reporting. So which will be giving you a brief data of the attendance of your organization. Okay. So this is the attendance, which has two different views in the reporting. One is the pivot view, which is like a table, and then you have the graph view. So even in the graph, you have three different views. So one is the line chart, this is the bar chart and the pie chart. So this will be showing you the worked hours of different employees. And then in the reporting, you have the time of ledger. So this will be showing the time of based on different, months and of different employees. So you can expand it and see the data from here. Of each employee, you can see in the bracket how much data is there. So expand it, and then there you can see the expected hours, the working hours, the difference that comes in the worked hours and all. Okay, so that's how this reporting works. Now, just by taking a look at the time of the ledger, you can see what is the expected hours of each of the employee. And if you take a look at the worked hours, there you can find is that been satisfied. So here there are certain data where the expected hours is 7 hours 36 minutes, and here the worked hours is 0. So here you can see the difference that has come of each employees. So that's how you can validate it. That's the reporting. And in the configuration, you have a settings for the attendance. So in the settings, you have the modes, which is the kiosk mode. You have the automatic checkout, device location and tracking, attendance for backend, and absence management. Then you have the kiosk settings where you have the employee PIN identification. So using a PIN number, the employee can actually log in. Then you have the display time, and comes the extra hours section. So that's the settings of the attendance. Then you have the onboarding. So here you have the onboarding where you can select a tablet. Like you can choose how to record the attendance, whether it's an RFID token, whether it's a badge with barcode, or select on tablet. So that's how it works. Okay, so that is the onboarding, and then you have the overtime rule sets. So if there is any kind of rule sets, you can set it over here. So click on new. You can set a name. You can name the rule set over here. So for example, you have a name called legal rules. Likewise, a name can be set, and then a rule can be configured over here. So that's how it works, and you can regenerate the overtime as well. So that's the attendance module. And then you have the very important module, which is the employees, which is completely to manage the employees. Now here in the employees module, you have the option to create and manage the employee. Now this is the employee card where different views are available. So this is the list view of the employees. You have the hierarchy of the employees over here. Okay. So if you click on the hierarchy, it will open up. Okay. Then you have the activities. So you can schedule activity corresponding to different employees. So you have activities like to do, email, call, meeting and all. Then you have the graphical representation of the employees over here. And comes the pivot table. So in the pivot table also, this is showing different count of employees of different designation, that too in different years. So that is the employees. Now if you go back, you have the option to create a new one, which you found in the attendance itself. Okay, so that's how you create an employee. Like you can create an employee over here. Then you have the departments. So here you manage the departments of the employees. So you all know an organization will be having multiple departments like the HR department, the social media department, and then you have the developer department, the designer department and all. Okay, so here you can create and manage departments. So here this will be showing employees under different departments. Now, if you just take a look at this R&D, which is the research and development, you have 8 employees under it. So open that and that will be showing you all the 8 employees which are coming under the research and development section. So let's go back to the departments, and each department has a card-like view which can be switched to list view as well as the hierarchy view. And I'm putting it back to the Kanban view. And in a single card itself, you have data like the count of the employee, the company, and then you can see the count of the applicants, how many appraisals are there for each of the team, and so on. And then if you click on the 3 dots, you have the option to view it based on employee and child departments. So you have a department and any child departments coming under that can be viewed here. Then you have the reporting based on expense, time off, recruitment, skills, history, timesheet, attendance, and appraisals. Even you can configure as well as archive it. So that's the departments. Then you have the learning section where you have the certifications. So this is the certifications which is awarded to different employees. Now here you have certification based on, if you expand it, you can see the 5 different certifications which is given for Odoo for these employees. So that's the certification. And if you want to create one, simply click on new, where you can add the employee, add the skill type, and even add the validity. So a new certification will be added. So I'm discarding it. So here you have the option to add the certification. Then you have the training attendances. So if you add new, you can add the employee over here. You can add the training title. And for that training, attendance can be added like new. The date can be added over here. The type, whether it's on-site or external training. And the resume section can be added here. Like if you want to upload your file, that too is possible over here. So I'm just discarding it. And in the learning, you have courses for on-site. So here the courses will be managed by the in the website. You can see different courses where you have the e-learning module. Okay, so those courses can be found over here where you can create an event and complete the procedure. So to create one, click on new. So new on-site courses can be created. So the name of the event can be specified over here, and then you can change it to a book state, announce state, and even end the event. So that's how it turns out. You can even invite people, okay? And then you have the reporting section where you have a reporting for the skills inventory. So you have skills like language, you have soft skills and all. So all those skill-based reporting can be seen here. So how many people are coming under different skills, that is the reporting that we have here. And then you have the certification of different employees. How many certificates are there that can be put in the pivot view as well. And in the configuration, you have the onboarding as well as offboarding of the employee, where you can manage the onboarding and offboarding. So if you simply open that, you can see in the onboarding, that is an activity plan under which you have different activity types which are created. Similarly, you can create multiple ones. So currently we have one for offboarding and onboarding. And then you have the work locations. So here you have different locations like home, office, other, and all such things. So new work locations can be created using the employee module. You can create or deal with the working schedules, whether it's a standard 40 hours per week and all. Likewise, that work schedules can be created. Then you have the departure reasons. So if somebody is resigning or going out of the office, it's not necessary that it should be a resignation. It can be that person can be terminated or retired and all. So those reasons can be specified over here. So once an employee is archived, you can specify the departure reason. So that is the departure reason. Then you have the skill types. So you have different skill types like the languages, soft skills and all. Such skill types can be created here. So skill type can be language, skills can be English, French, Spanish and all. So likewise, you can create. And then you have the workers' compensations. So new compensation can be created from here. The composite rate and the payroll deduction can be managed here. Then in the employees, we have the job position. So obviously, job position is important in the employee module, right? So you have a job position like the consultant, the trainee, the site manager, all such things. Then you have the contract template. So different contracts can be created over here. From this area, you can click on new and create a new contract template. Not a contract, it's a template. So this can be further used. Then you have the employment types here. So different type of employments can be created here simply by clicking on new and specify the employment type. And in the settings of this employee module, let's see what we have. So here's the settings. Here we have the employee section where you have the skill management and the advanced presence control. Then comes the work organization. So in the work organization, you have the company working hours, you have the contract, okay. So also the salary configurator and extra time of allocation. So these much features is included in the employee module. Then you have the appraisals. That's the other HR module that we have. So this is just to manage the appraisals of different employees. So new appraisal can be created just after opening this itself. So you can add the employee to review. Okay. So for appraisal, you have to get the employee's feedback as well as the manager's feedback that can be set here, and any private notes can be added. So the template can also be chosen. So you have different templates over here. Okay. So that's how an appraisal has been created. If you want to launch a campaign, simply click on launch campaigns. Then comes the goals. So you can set different goals for different employees. So you can see the different goals and how much progress they have brought to that goal can be seen here. So if you click on new, you can specify a new particular goal for yourself or for any other employee. So that employee can be chosen from here, set a manager and a deadline. And the progress can be marked each time once you have something called progress. Okay, so even you can set it or save it as a template. So that's the goals. Then you have the reporting where you have the appraisal analysis. See, for the analysis, you have the graphical view. And then you have the skills evolution. So this will show the skill evolution of different employees. So you can see the programming languages where you have different skills for that particular employee and the progress, previous progress and current progress percentage. Okay, so that's the skill evolution. Then you have the appraisal template. So templates can be created here so that this can be used while creating a appraisal. Then you have the evaluation scale. This is the evaluation scale, whether that person needs improvement, meets expectation. All such evaluation scales can be created here and this can be used in the appraisals. So you have the option to create skills as well. So you have already seen this in the employee module. And then in the goals, you have the library. Okay, so this is the library to create goals template, and you can even create tags. So finally, if you go to the settings of the appraisals, let's wait for it to get loaded. Here you have only a single thing, which is the appraisal plans. So under this, you have the 360 feedback, appraisal automation and the appraisal plans. So that's the appraisal module. Then you have the front desk. So obviously for an organization, there'll be a front desk, and for managing that, to manage different workstations and all, you can use this front desk module. So you can create new stations over here. Like if your organization have multiple stations for multiple receptions and all, there you can use this. So this is how you configure it. You have to specify the name of the front desk, the responsibles, and then you have the options where you have the option to select the host, the authenticate guest, like whether it's to like you have to specify an additional information upon registering. For that you can use the email, phone, or even an organization. Theme, self check-in and offering drinks can be done using this particular station. So here you have a pre-created one where you can open the desk. You can see one plant, one drink to serve and all such things. Okay, so if you open the desk, this is how it looks like. So you can see welcome to demo company. You can check in. Okay, so you can specify your name and click on check in. So that's how it works. Let's go back. Okay. So I'm logging in again. Okay. So that was the front desk. Now, if you go to the visitors section, you can add new visitors or see all the visitors, and then you can see whether that person is checked in. Now, you're already, you've already seen the checking, right? Then you can see whether the drink is served. If you want to print a badge for that person, that can be done. Okay, so new visitors can be created by clicking on new. It can come from the backend as well as the front end. So that's the visitors. Then you have the reporting section for visitors as well as the drinks that you serve. So this is the visitors. You can see the count of visitors on each of these days. And then you can see the drinks. So the drinks that are served, that for that, even for that, you have a reporting section, that too in the front desk. Then you have the configuration where you have stations. So multiple stations that are created can be viewed over here and configured from here. Then also the option to add multiple drinks. So from here you can actually offer the drink to the guest that is coming. So that is the front desk. Then you have a module which is called the fleet. So fleet will also come under the HR modules. So this is to manage the vehicles of your company. Okay, you will be having multiple vehicles for your company. So you can add new vehicles over here. You can change the status of the vehicle, whether it's a new request to order, whether it's already ordered, registered, downgraded, or reserved, or even waiting list. So such vehicles can be added over here simply by clicking on you can add a vehicle. So you can specify the name of the vehicle, the model, the license plate, and so much more. So you all know what all things a vehicle has, like what all details, right? Now in the reporting, you have the cost and the odometer. So this is the cost analysis, and that have a pivot table that is offered by Odoo, and then you have the odometers. So this will show you the odometers of different vehicles where you have the compact and sedan. Okay. Then if you go to this, you have the mileage delta as well as the odometer value. And if you want to get the count, then you will be getting that as well. So these two different colors shows the compact and the sedan. Okay. Then comes the configuration. So in the configuration, you have the manufacturers of different vehicles. So you have manufacturers like Ford, Nissan, Renault, Toyota, Volkswagen, and all such things. So if you want to create a new one, click on the name and give the logo. So you have a lot of things. Like if you just take a look at this, you have the Volkswagen where you have the logo, and you can see one model has been created. So that's the manufacturer. Then you have the different models of different vehicles. So you have models like the Nissan, Volkswagen, for Ford. Each of these, how many models are created, that can be seen there, and the categories of the vehicles. So you have different categories for vehicles like the SUV, the sedan, the city, estate, compact, coupe, and all. So all such things are there. And you have the settings for fleet as well. So here in the settings, you have the fleet management where the end date contract alert can be set. So that's the fleet module that we have. Then you have the payroll. So that's an important module. Okay. So you have to specify, or you have to provide the salary to different employees. For that, you need the payroll module. In the payroll, you have the payroll dashboard, which is available in two different views, which is the list view and the Kanban view. So where you can see the different employees and payroll corresponding to them. Okay, so that is the dashboard. This is the dashboard. Okay, this is how the dashboard looks like. So you have the warnings, the pay runs, the notes and all over here, and the employee count and employee cost. So here you have the employee area where you can manage the employee. So I'm not showing employees again. Then you can do the salary adjustments from here. Okay, so the amount can be specified here. So to create a new salary adjustment, click on new, specify the name of the employee, type, and the payslip amount. So from here, adjustment can be done and the negative value can be added. Then you have the employee's salary calculator. Okay, so from here you can calculate the salary by specifying the salary and all such things. So configure the benefits can be done from here. So that's how you calculate it. Then you have the work entries. So work entries can be given from here. Okay, so you have Gantt view, list view, and the pivot view for the work entry. So if you want to generate a pay run, so you have to click on this, which will generate pay run. And if you want to reset it, you can reset it. So here you can see if once I've clicked on the generate pay run, such a thing has come where you can see the date, the employer cost, the gross, the net, and whether it's done, ready, or paid state. And if you want to create a draft entry for this, you can click on the draft entry over here. So I'm removing this. Then you have the work time offs. After the work entries, you have the time offs of different employees, and new time off can be created. So for this, we have a separate module itself. I'm not talking about it right now. And here comes the pay slips. So pay slips of different employees can be seen over here. If you want to pay run or new off cycle, then you can click on any of these. So these are the different pay slips of the employees. And here comes the pay runs. Okay, so this will be showing you data based on different stages like ready, done, and paid, and also show the count. So here you have the reporting where you have a huge reporting based on work entry analysis. Then you have the head count. So this is the head count reporting. Okay. Then you have the payslip lines, payslip work days lines, payslip other inputs, and then based on a localization based report is also given there. Then you have the configuration under which you have the contracts where you can set the templates for the contracts, the employee types, and you have the work entries where you can see the work entry types and working schedule. So I'll show you the templates. This is the contract templates. If you open one, you can see the template over here. This can be used further while creating a contract. And then you have the work entry types and working schedules. So these are the different working schedule. We've already seen that. Then for the salary section, you have the structure types. So these are the structure type, whether it's an employee, worker, and all such things. Such structures can be created. Then you have the structures over here. That is the type, and these are the structures, salary structure. Then you have the roles for salary that can be created over here, whether it's a regular pay, worker pay, and all. Okay. Then comes the rule parameters. So these are the parameters that you have. New parameters can be created from here. Rule categories can be created from here. And then you have other inputs. Then you have the salary package configurator where you can add the benefits, personal info, and your resume. And even in the dashboard, you can add warnings. So I'll show you the benefits. So if you expand it, you can see the benefits of different employees that are gained. Okay, so there are a lot of data. Now, this is not payroll. We have a lot much in the payroll. I'll talk about it later in a detailed video. But these are the features that are provided by the payroll module. Then, as I said before, for time off, we have a separate module. This is the time off module, which is completely to manage your time off. Like you can configure the time off types, like you will be having sick time off, maternity time off, compensatory days and all. Such things can be managed here, and this can be viewed in the dashboard over here. You can change the way it looks like. You can put it to a list view or even schedule activities corresponding to different dates. Okay, so this is the list view. You can see the sick time off, how many duration is there, the compensatory days. Likewise, you can create a new one over here, which is a time off. Okay, so there are different time off types. So I'll talk about it. That is the time off. Now, if you click on my time, you've already seen the dashboard, then you can see your time off and the date. Then you can see your allocations, time off allocations. The allocation type can be seen over here. Okay, and I've already logged in as the admin. That's the reason why it shows validate and refuse. Okay, and comes the overview of the all time off. You can see the different time offs and the total of different people over here. Like it shows you all the time offs. Then comes the management where you can manage the time off and the allocations. Okay, so here you can create a new time off. So whether it's to be approved, whether a second approval is done and completely approved, that can be seen from here. That's the time off. And then you can see the allocations also. So to allocate different time off, that can be seen over here. Now you have a ribbon here which shows to approve. So either it should be validated or refused. So the approval is not done yet. So that's the reason why this ribbon appears. Okay, so that's the allocation. Now group allocation as well as new discrete allocations can be created in the time off module. And in reporting, you have reporting based on employee, that is the time of reporting, by different time of types and balance. Okay, so these much reporting is specified and given or provided by the time off module. So you can see the balance over here. Okay, of different employees. You can see the left ones, the taken ones, that is the sick time off which are taken, compensatory days which are left and planned, parental leaves, all such things. Okay. Then in the configuration, you have the time off types where you can configure the types. So you have paid time off, sick time off, unpaid and all. Okay, then you have the actual plans. So those actual plans can be created here. Public holidays. So you all know there will be certain public holidays that can be configured here, and the mandatory days. So in these mandatory days, you are said that you are not supposed to take leaves. So that days can be specified here. So that's the time off. Then you have the important module, which is the recruitment module. So obviously for y'all to hire an employee, there should be a recruitment. So this module is to manage the recruitment completely, where you can manage the job position. This is how the job positions creation page looks like. Okay, and here if you take a look, each of the job position, you can see 3 is to be recruited, how many applications are come, how many are in progress, all such things, whether it's published or not, or the activities corresponding to it, everything can be seen from here. And you can get applications by job position here. You can get it by the talent pool here, by all applications. I mean, you can view all the applications, not only yours, and different offers. So this is how it looks like. Then you have a reporting for the recruitment, where you have the application analysis, source analysis, like recruitment will be coming from different sources. So the source analysis can be taken from here. Then you have the hiring velocity, the team performance, and the offer analysis. Okay, so all these things are provided in the reporting section of the recruitment module. And in the configuration, you have the job position. For employment types, you can see the different things like hourly, commission and all. So creating a new employment type is really simple. Just label it. That's it. Then you have the application where you have the degrees, refuse reasons, offer refusal reasons and tags. So all these things can be configured here using the recruitment module. Then you have the employees where you can manage the departments and skill types. The contracts where you can set a template and use it while creating a contract. Then you have the activity types and plans and job boards where you can manage the emails. And recruitment also has a settings module. In the settings, you have the job position, the process and the in-app purchase. So that's the recruitment. And then we have the referrals. So in an organization, we have the option to refer different employees. So referrals has a very unique UI. Okay, so you can click onto this. This is kind of a game. Your referral process is gamified and Odoo is providing you an avatar. Okay, once somebody you refer is getting hired, they'll also have they'll also be receiving an avatar, and that can be seen in your dashboard. Okay, so you can view jobs, you can email a friend and you can see your rewards. So this is the dashboard. Now if you go to the reporting, you have the referral analysis, rewards and points that is gained. So here in the configuration, you have the settings of the referrals. Okay, so here you can restore and change the default background. You have the job positions here. You have the rewards. So these are the rewards. Now new rewards can be added. Like based on different points, different rewards can be configured. Okay, so that's the rewards. Then you have the different levels. For each level, different images or avatars are given. Then you have the friends. For friends also different avatars are given. If you want, you can add one. Okay, then different alerts can be managed from here. So alerts are, like I'll show you something about the alerts. In the alerts, if you just take a look at here, you can specify the alert. And here you have 3 types of alerts. Not clickable, go to all jobs and specific URL. 3 types of alerts are available in the referral module. So these much things are there in the referral. And finally, let's take a look at the lunch module. So this is to manage the lunch of your organization. So from here or from this module, you can order your lunch. You can see the menu. You can see the stores and the vendors and all. So you have a manager here where you can see today's order, control vendors and control different accounts as well as cash move. So you are providing certain amount for the employee so that you can get an amount, and for that you can buy the food. So here you have the configuration where you can see the locations, vendors and all of the product. You can even manage the product and product category and also set alerts for your lunch. So isn't that interesting that for even a lunch or ordering food, you have a module. You have a module in Odoo. So that's the lunch module. In the settings of the lunch module, you have the lunch overdraft and reception notification. So I think we've talked about all the HR modules. These much modules are available in Odoo to simplify your HR process. Now, in this video, I just took you to just gave you a glance of all the different modules. Okay, this is not a deep dive. Now, I am sure that you all know what all features are there. So don't worry, I'll be back with a deep dive into each of the module. Till that, wait for it. So that was the HR module for you guys. I know you will be eagerly waiting for discrete overviews of each modules. Don't worry, I'll be back with those overviews of each of these modules. So that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you guys in the next video.